Hello everyone, how are we? Okay, so guys, I just want us to treat the topic that says, what is nagging? Oftentimes in relationship, so many people tends to tear apart because of one characteristics of one partner or the other. Which one of these characteristics that lays people to part is when one partner is nagging in a relationship. It tends to make the other partner to be uncomfortable, and it tends to make that relationship to have some little cracks. So I want us to treat that nagging so people can understand what nagging is. Because nagging could not necessarily be when we are shouting, when we are, when we are just screaming in the home, or screaming to your partner. So I want us to know what nagging is. In the common terms, what is nagging? Repeatedly and persistently reminding or criticizing someone about the same issue, causing annoyance and potentially anxiety. When you consistently reminding someone or telling someone about what you want the person to do at all times, even when that person have accepted to hear what you say, you seems not to be comfortable. Probably you want your issue to be handled immediately. If you are doing so, you are nagging. You are nagging and you are making your partner to be uncomfortable. Another way somebody can nag is when you use negative means of communication. What do I mean? A form that erodes a relationship foundation. Like, negative communication is when you come to people or when you want to request something from somebody, you are supposed to be polite. You are not supposed to come trying to make your request in such a way that the person will feel that you just came to try him or you just came to try a luck. Like, negative communication could be like, you came to ask me for something, say, I just want to ask. I know you are not going to do that. So why are you not asking? If you are convinced that I'm not going to do what you want, then why are you asking me? So you don't use negative communication, because that will look to the person you are talking to that you are just trying to tempt him. If you want to make a request, go straight and make your request. If there is any reaction, let it be from the response you got from what you said. You have to be polite. You have to go straight. You have to make your request to be concise and clear. If that person says something, because sometimes there are two ways of communication. When you speak, you pause. You allow the person you talk to respond. From the response, you can speak again. But when you continue talking, you are nagging. It's very unhealthy in a relationship. Another way you can nag is anytime you come back to your house, you see something that is not the way it's supposed to be. Sometimes, probably you've talked about it severally, that you don't like the way they are keeping this paper, or you don't like the way they are packing the kitchen utensils. But every time you come back, you will notice that such things keep on repeating. Now you came back, the next thing your mood changed. You started hitting the floor, talking, murmuring, showing all sort of anger in terms of what happens. By so doing, you are not passing across your anger to the next person. You are nagging. If you want to address the issue, call on the person who is supposed to put that in place. Tell him, I have said that this is not supposed to be here. Please, can you just do well to stop keeping it here? By so doing, you are communicating in a polite way, and you attempt to be heard. Then when you come into the house, you will start murmuring, I've been saying this, like you are saying a lot of things. Anybody that is listening to what you're saying is uncomfortable, because You are not communicating to anybody. You are just making murmurings, which is disturbing the next person. That is nagging. Another way you can nag, I just want you to understand this so that if you are doing it or if you are in that class that does something of that nature, you need to stop it, because people tend to walk away in their relationship because of this particular attitude that's called nagging. Another way you can nag at people, probably you came back to work. Before you are leaving, you guys agreed to do something. But unfortunately, you come into your house and you notice that what you requested to be done has not been done the way you wanted. Now, the best form to handle that situation is to ask questions. Baby, I think we agreed that this should happen. Please, what happened? You are supposed to be listening to your partner at every time things did not go well the way you guys agreed on it. He may have his own side or her own sides to that situation. Probably when you left, something else came up and the person was trying to deal on it, thereby deviating from the agreement you had. From the response, that should come your reaction. Don't just assume in your head, because anytime you assume something in your head, it makes you to start speaking without understanding the basis or the cause why this was not happening. That is nagging. I've just told you several ways you can know the way people nag. When you murmur, seeing something the way it does not go, you are nagging. When you react so rude to a situation because it didn't conform to agreement, you are nagging. When you consistently remind something of something you want that person to do for you, even when that person accepted to have agreed, and you kept on talking about it, you are nagging. The last one I want to tell you about nagging is in communication. When there is disagreement, that disagreement tends to be dealt with in a polite way. Thereby, the both parties to that discussion should take away some from their own. When you try to suppress or when you want the next person to believe in what you are doing, or when you want the person to do something because you want it, it is nagging. Because now you are speaking both the one that is needed and the one that is not needed just because you want to be heard. If you are doing so, you are nagging. So I want us to talk about the effect in a relationship. Effect of nagging in a relationship. Number one, it increases stress. It increases stress. Constant reminder or criticism can create stressful environment, making it difficult for both parties to feel comfortable and secure. Constant reminder or criticism can lead to stress, which will make both of you to be uncomfortable. Like I said before, if there is a scenario that happens and you want it to be dealt with, it is good that you communicate the way you will be heard. When you speak, you hold on for the next person to respond. It reduces the stress, because when you put so much hard work for you to be heard, at the end of the day, you listen that you have little achievements to deal with a particular circumstances than when you calm down and communicate the way it's supposed to be, thereby making your relationship to be tensed, thereby making your relationship to be uncomfortable to the partners that is involved in that relationship. That is number one. Number two, resentment. Feeling constantly criticized or reminded of something can lead to resentment and feeling of being undervalued. Because you nag a lot, sometimes nobody tends to listen to you. Because you nag a lot, people tend to ignore you, or your partner tends to ignore you in a relationship. Because they've known that at every time you always murmur and talk about something that are supposed to be said once and you're saying it repeatedly. My brother, my sister, it leads to resentment. It will make you to be feel undervalued. Because when you make me to be uncomfortable, I have to develop a thick skin to absorb or ignore your manners that makes me feel uncomfortable. That is another effect in your relationship. Number three, decrease connection. You know, nagging can damage the emotional connection between partners by creating a sense of distance and negativity. Decrease connection. Nobody likes anything that makes him or her feel uncomfortable. Me, myself, I like that when you want to address an issue, speak to me and listen to me. We may have agreed to do this, fine. But when you came back, you notice I didn't do that. Just try and ask me questions. Can I know why this did not happen the way we asked it? I think this is not the way we agreed on it. What happened? There are questions that you will ask. You will get an elaborate explanation. You must not necessarily come to nag, shouting, ranting, raging, like trying to pull everything apart. It decreases connection. If you're nagging type, I tend to separate myself from you because anytime I'm with you, I feel uncomfortable. I feel unhappy. So I don't need to be with you. That is number three. Then number four, negative communication. Nagging is a very serious thing in a relationship. Negative communication to partners. Nagging often becomes a cycle of repeated requests and resistance, making it difficult to resolve underlying issues and improve communication. You see what I've said? You see, anybody that nags, you find it difficult to resolve your issues. You find it difficult for you to deal with situations and scenarios. Because the way you talk, nobody seems to listen to you. Is that the way you are talking? That person tends to reply, which leads to fight. The way you are talking, that person seems to see you as somebody who is not good. He's going to use an abusive word on you. That person will see you as somebody who does not have common sense. It will always bring a negative communication to both partners. Because sometimes nagging tends to be an insult. Because you will start saying so many things that does not conform to the situation which you want to be dealt with. I'm going to treat about communication. So you understand how you can communicate to people and you will be heard in your relationship. So my people, I just want us to understand that nagging has a very, very, very big effect in every relationship, whether in a marriage, whether in your boyfriend and girlfriend life. Learn to know how to communicate. Good communication to your partner. Learn to speak the way you will be heard. Learn to speak in the manner that will give you an answer to your worry. Learn to say things the way that when people look at you, they will feel like they've hurt you and they will feel like explaining more. This is the 2 cents I want to share. So do good to subscribe to my page, please. Do good to like. Do good to share for other people to learn, because this is causing a serious damage in so many relationships. And people need to know what nagging means so that you won't think that nagging is only when you are shouting. There are many ways you behave. You are nagging. And always know the effect of nagging in every relationship. It has a very, very dangerous effect in a relationship that people need to stop it. If you think that this is what you are going through and you don't know how to go about it, do well to reach out to me. We can discuss and have one-on-one discussion about it. I can advise you on the way you can do that. Thank you so much. Please try and watch my video. Thank you.